Okay, so here comes the first one, right? All you're doing today is learning how to solve rational equations, right? This is real simple. This is a proportion, right? What you were taught for many, many years, right? Whenever you have a proportion, what you do is you cross multiply. Right, okay, so look what I'm going to do. I'm going to put parentheses around the first one. I'm going to put parentheses around the second one, right? Okay, and then I'm going to cross multiply. So 3 times quantity x plus, 3 times quantity 4x plus 5, right? Is going to be 3 times 4x plus 5. And then 9 times quantity x plus 1 is going to be 9 times quantity x plus 1. Does that make sense? All right, now what's the next thing you would do? Distribute both of them, right? Okay, so you're going to distribute the 3 and distribute the 4, and here's what you end up getting, right? Let you write that down. No? Well, how could that go when you're solid? That makes sense. Okay, no? What's that? I think you guys get, nobody's not been in class yet today, so it's like round just go. Okay. Okay, all right, now what's the next thing you have to do? You have to get, okay, it's by itself, right? So you got to subtract the 9x over, right? You got to subtract the 15 over. So that's what you're going to see next, right? Here I'm subtracting the 9x over, right? Here I'm subtracting the 15 over, right? So what do you get? You get 3x equals negative 6, right? Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Negative 2. Okay, and then all you have to do then to solve, right, is divide both sides by 3, right? So x equals negative 2, right? That's all saying. Right? Divide by 3, there you go. X equals negative 2, right? There's the answer right there. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is find out what's the LCD. So you put parentheses around the first one, right? The second one, you can do it, but you'll need it. Okay, now what's the LCD going to be?
X minus 5.
Try again. X minus 5, right? Okay, so it's going to be x quantity x minus 5, right? Okay, this is the same thing you guys learned yesterday, right? So what you're now going to do is take the LCD and multiply everything by the LCD. Okay, so that's what you're going to see now. I'm going to put parentheses around the whole thing, right? And I'm going to multiply everything by x quantity x minus 5, right? Okay, ready good so far? All right, so let me ask you this. X times x minus 5 times 1 gives you what? X minus 5. Yeah, it's like, this is like, oh my gosh, anybody can do that. Okay, now x minus 5 times negative 8 over x minus 5. What's going to cancel? The x minus 5 is canceled, so you're going to get what? Negative 8x. Negative 8x is right. There you go. Negative 8x. There it is. Okay, now x minus 5 times 3 over x. What's going to cancel? X's. So you're going to get equals 3 times what? X minus 5. See, it's so simple. You guys can almost do this in your head. It's so easy. Okay, so there's that, right? Okay, now what do you do next? Next thing you would do is distribute. Okay, so distribute the x and distribute the 3, right? Okay, so when I distribute the x, I get this. When I distribute the 3, I get that. Okay? Okay, let me ask you this. Once you get to here, what would you do? Combine your like terms. Okay, so that's what you're going to see next. Okay, here I'm combining like terms. There's that. Okay, now here we go. Keep our fingers crossed. First period struggle with this. Now what do you do next? Set equal to 0. Perfect. Every quadratic, you always set equal to 0. We've been talking about that forever. So you're going to subtract 3x over, and you're going to add 15 over. Makes sense? And that's what you're going to see up here. Okay, so here I am. I'm subtracting 3x over, and now I'm adding the 15 over, right? Like this. Okay, and so I get, as a result, I get this. And this is what I get. Let's ignore that then. Everybody good so far? Okay, all right, now tell me this. What two numbers multiply to give you 15, but add to give you negative 16? Negative 15, negative 1. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like baby. This really is this baby math, okay, for you guys. And sure, that's what you're seeing. They're add factor. X negative 15, x minus 15, x minus 1 equals 0. All right? Okay, so now, once again, set them equal to 0. So how much will x equal here? 15. How much will x equal here? 1. Okay, so you're going to see the answers. Okay, so x equals 15 or x equals negative 1. And there are your answers. Right there. All right, so here we go. So the first thing to do is put parentheses around all of them, right? There we go, parentheses around all of them. And then what you're going to do is say, okay, look, let's figure out LCD. Here's the first one, x minus 3. Here's another one, x plus 3. And then here's the third one. Now, what do you do with the third one? You factor, right? So what is that factor? Yeah, x minus 3, x plus 3. There you go. You see, you guys know that. That's easy stuff, right? Okay. Now, if you look at all three of those, can you tell me what the LCD is? Okay, x minus 3, x plus 3 is right. And you're going to see me do that up over here, okay? See, I was saying, okay, look, here's an x minus 3. Is there any other x minus 3s? Yes, there is. There's one there. Okay, what's the most I got for one denominator? 1. And there you go. There's one x minus 3. Okay, look, here's an x plus 3. Are there any other x plus 3s? Yes, there is. There's one there. What's the most I got for one denominator? 1, right? And so I write 1 down. There it is. All right, so there's my LCD, right? Okay, now what are you going to do with the LCD? Multiply everything by it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put the big parentheses down, and you're going to throw it up there on the board. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to multiply everything by it. Okay, so now you guys tell me, if I take the LCD and multiply it by the first fraction, what will I write down? 6x plus 3. There you go. You got it. There it is. 6x plus 3. If I take the LCD and multiply it by the second fraction, what am I going to write down? 8x squared, right? Because you understand what you're multiplying by and what you got in the bottom are going to cancel out, right? 8x squared is right. Good down. Good job, right there. There we go. Okay, now I got the LCD times the third fraction. What's going to cancel? X plus 3, so what am I going to write down? Yeah, well, it's negative 4x, right? X minus 3, right? That's right. Negative 4x, x minus 3. There we go. We got that. They making sense? Okay, now what's the next thing we're going to do? Distribute the 6, right? Here we go. Distributing 6. Here's the 8x squared. Now, how about that? The next one, what are we going to distribute? Now, take the negative with it, the negative 4x. So negative 4x times the first one and the second one gives me that, right? Okay, so that's what you get next. Okay, that's right. Okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to set it equal to 0, right? So first thing is combine the like terms, right? So here we go, combining like terms. There's my like terms to combine. And then set it equal to 0, right? So I'm going to subtract 6x, and I'm going to subtract 18. You got it. And that's what you're going to see up here. Here we go. Subtracting 6x, subtracting 18. Here we go. There it is, right there. Oh, right there. There, I got it. Yeah. Okay, so this is what you get. Okay, and now once you get to there, then you say to yourself, okay, I'm not going to factor it, I'm going to use quadratic, okay? And once again, it's up to you. And once again, if you can't factor it, you've got to use quadratic. Okay, but now remind me, how do you factor this? What do you do first? Multiply 4 by negative 18. Okay, so here we go. There's 4, negative 18. I'm underlining it. There it is, negative 72. Okay, now you tell me what two numbers multiply and give you negative 72. And then negative 6 and 12. Good job. So you got it. Negative 6 and 12 is what you're going to see up there. There it is. Okay, and then you go down here, remember, put your two brackets. Put the two brackets. Okay, and remember, you put the first one in the first one, the last one in the last one. Okay, and then here's the split, right? 12x and negative 6x. Oops. Let me go back a little bit. Pull that up a little bit. Okay, now what's the greatest common factor on the first one? 4x, 4x. Okay, so here's the 4x coming out. And remember, take out the lead negative. What's the greatest common factor on the second one? Negative 6, right? And here comes the negative 6 out of it, right? Here we got that. Okay? Okay, and I think I extend the page here right now. Don't I? No, I didn't. Okay, so now we got this, okay? We got, 4x minus 6 times x plus 3, right? Okay, now we're going to set them equal to 0, right? Okay, so if I set this equal to 0, right? What's x going to equal here? No, say it again. Say it. You know, almost 1.35. Oh, you lost me there. 1.5. Yeah. Okay. 1.5. All right. 1.5. I thought I had 1.35 for somebody. Okay. All right. So you're going to add the 6 and divide by 4, right? So 1.5 or 3 are 3 halves is what you're going to see up here for me. Okay. So here's that. 3 halves. And how about here? What's going to get on the second one? X is negative 3 is right. Okay. All right. So there's the answer, right? Okay, so everybody good so far? Okay, but then here comes the problem. But the problem is that may not be the answer. Okay, that may not be the answer. Okay, so here comes the thing. As you can see the way this one's titled. So here comes the thing. Look back up here at the beginning of the problem. Okay, you got a fraction, a fraction here, a fraction here, and a fraction here. What's the one number you can't have in the bottom of a fraction? A 0 is right. We've been talking about this a long time. That's 0. Now here's what you're going to do. Go back to what the answers are. If you substituted either of these numbers in for x, will you get 0 in the bottom of a fraction?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Which number will you do that? The negative 3 will. Right. Negative 3 into this or into this will give you a 0, right? So the thing is that you go back here, and what do you do with this? You make, okay, you go like this, is what I taught you, right? And you always put down what? Extraneous, or EXT, you can write down, right? And then you declare, this is extraneous, this is the only legitimate answer, right? And once again, this will happen, sometimes on the whole that will happen, sometimes it won't happen, you just got to check each one. It's real quick to do, just go and say, plug it in, well that makes it 0. No, okay, it's a good answer. Well, that makes it 0. Yes, it is. That's extraneous. And some of them might be extraneous, and then again, some of them may not. So sometimes you'll have 2 answers, sometimes you'll have just 1 answer, right? It just depends. Okay.